everyone, welcome to today's video. I am so excited about this video. Basically, long story short, I haven't been watching much booktube recently. Ever since I started my channel, I was so intimidated by watching other booktube creators creating content and uploading it. I was so intimidated because I felt like whatever I was doing, it was not enough and was not good enough, and I just was not able to enjoy watching their videos because I just kept on comparing myself and the quality of my content. But recently I was really bored one day and I decided to just check out what's new on booktube, and I've been slowly getting back into watching all of these wonderful creators' videos and wonderful people's videos, and I'm so happy about that. And one of the first videos I watched recently in my going back to booktube thing was some people reacting to cover changes, and it's a video I always love watching so much. A few years ago when I discovered this whole community, it was one of my favorite things to watch, and so I decided that I'll do my own video about me talking about different cover changes because covers are so cool. We need to talk about them. Let's just get started. I have a bunch of books and book covers to tell you about, so let's just get started with the first one. And I'm sorry if I sometimes look here, but this is where the covers are on my computer, so I'll just have to be, yeah. Anyway, the first cover change that I wanted to talk about is The Red Pyramid by Rick Riordan, part of the Kane Chronicles series. And in here I'll have, in here? Yeah, I think here, that doesn't make sense, does it? Here? Should I have it here? Yeah, here I'll have the old cover and here I'll have the new cover. So yeah, okay, that was such a mess. So the old cover looks like this, and this is what the new cover looks like. And honestly, Rick Riordan's books have been getting redesigned recently, and I understand there's some anniversary, something with the Heroes of Olympus, which I'll also get into. So they were just redesigning it to give them a new look, a fresher look. I honestly, of all these fresher looks, I still prefer the old covers. It feels like they just all work so well together. I don't know if it's because of nostalgia that I so very much tend to the old covers in these series, but no, I just don't really like the new ones. So it feels like in both the new and the old covers, there's one color per book that's mostly dominant, but there's so many different shades of yellow going on the old cover, and the new one just feels very bland in comparison because there's mostly just like red everywhere, and I don't know, I don't really like it. I'm not a fan of that style, and they kind of look like zombies. I mean, I forgot their names, but you know, the Kane siblings, so very much not a fan of the new covers. But yeah, moving on, we have, oh, I really want to talk about Heroes of Olympus. So for the new covers of Heroes of Olympus, they just don't stand out to me at all. They just look like another middle grade fantasy something series that is very not serious at all. I mean, with the old covers, it felt like you could look at the cover and just feel the tension of the characters and feel like, this is gonna be serious. I'm gonna cry in this book. I'm gonna be mad at everyone for everything, and this is gonna be an emotional ride. And with the new ones, it just feels like, I guess it's okay. Is this gonna be a graphic novel? Is this like a cartoon? Is this gonna be mostly funny and not influence my life in any significant way and not haunt me in my dreams? And these books are not like that. They are very emotional, and this just does not fit the series. I don't know. I don't really like them. If I had no comparison, maybe I would accept them. But because I do, then I don't. Okay, next we have The Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. And I actually have a different version of this book, which I think is just a UK version. I'm really confused as to, like, these are all US new covers? Except no, not really. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I have this cover of The Savage Song, and this is my least favorite for sure. It's very bland and looks like a book about angsty romance, and maybe some paranormal stuff, which is something I really don't like. So yeah, but these two covers, in my opinion, are really, really good. And I mean, I don't know, I feel like we would be fine with the old cover. It didn't need a redesign, but now that I got one, I love it. I honestly am so impressed by the new book, and if I saw it in a bookstore, I'd be much more likely to buy the new covers for sure. They just look so much more poetic and intriguing and mysterious. I mean, the old ones look really cool as well, but they just look like much more like any other book cover in the YA world, and the new ones are more lyrical and mysterious, and these like lines all over the cover, sort of forming an instrument but not really, just add to the like mystical vibe, and I really, really like that. And I have not read this book, but yeah, it just gets me really excited about it, and I really wish I had one of these covers, but instead I have this, and I'm really sad about it. Next we have Vicious by V. Schwab, and this is the... Did I keep on putting them here? I think this is the old cover and this is the new cover, and I actually really am happy about this cover change. I've had a lot of people a bit like skeptical about it, and many people did prefer the old one, but something about the new one speaks like it's... I don't know, it just speaks to me. So the first one is definitely more intricate and the second one is more minimalistic, and I think the first one doesn't fit the book as well as the second does. Having read the book, it's like, it feels like the first one is about a superhero and a supervillain, and it's not exactly as simple in this book. So the second one feels more mysterious and like shady, and you don't really know what's going on. There's some bones and skulls, and it's like, wow, what is this book about? I want to know. And it feels much more intriguing to me, and I would pick up the second one definitely if I had to choose between the two. Like, they were in front of me and I had to choose the newer one, so I'm very happy about this cover change. And there's also another cover, but I feel like that's just there's so many covers for this book that I'm really confused, but this is what I found as like, this is the change. But there's also like this cover with the like the letters crossed out, I guess, and there's this one which is the UK cover, which I don't like at all, so we're gonna ignore it. But this cover, the new one, the red one, is definitely my favorite. Next we have Shadow and Bone by, oh, I don't have it, by Leigh Bardugo, and this cover change is, there's a plane flying. This cover change is, oh my god, so beautiful. I mean, the old covers, honestly, they were pretty okay. I know in the UK they have a purple background instead of a grey background, but honestly they were like pretty cool. I would buy it and read this book anyway because of the praise that it has been getting, but the new ones, they just add a whole new level to this book. I love them. I don't feel like they fit the book very well. I mean, I read the first one, and I would say the original book covers fit the tone and the idea of the book much more, but I just love the new ones and like the shiny elements and everything. So I'm a sucker for the new ones. Next we have Rebel of Sands by Alvin Hamilton, and this is a book I don't think I've ever talked about, but I read it and it was pretty meh, so I never talked about it. But the cover, stunning. In Poland, I read the book in Polish, and the Polish cover is very, very similar to this one, so it's I'm kind of treating it as the same thing, and I love the cover so much. I have not parted with the book just because of the cover and because it's so beautiful. And then this happened, and I do not understand why this happened. No, I do not. I think I'm really happy because in Poland they continued on with the old cover scheme, because that's what happened in the UK. No, Australia? I don't know. They kept on with, I mean, they continued on with the old covers somewhere in the English-speaking countries, and then in the US this happened, and I'm so sad about it because, I mean, it's not a bad cover. Like, it's more of a movie poster type of cover. I mean, if this was a movie poster, I'd go watch it, but since we're talking about books, I very much prefer the old cover, and this is just very sad. I feel like the first cover gives a much better impression of what the book is about and how it feels to read it. Like, it's much more magical, and the second one's more about action and powers and killing, and the first book was not really about that, so I mean, I don't really remember that much, but it doesn't feel like it was. So, old cover for this one. Next, we have cover change that happened a while ago, and most of these, I mean, many of these happened a while ago, but I'm talking about them now. Anyway, Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare, and this is part of the Infernal Devices, and they gave this whole series like a new cover change. There are so many covers for this series. And anyway, honestly, I'm not a fan of either of these covers, but if I were to choose, I'd definitely go for the old one. Like I don't know how to call it. It feels like it's the cover of an old book, and it gives such a nice vibe of this mystery and intrigue, and there's London behind. I love London. And then the new one, I really don't like the color of the font, Clockwork Angel, this yellowish, you know. Yeah, I'm a fan of the old ones here. And now we're moving on to a book that I haven't read, but I need to talk about this cover change because it feels like such a glow up to me. I mean, the old covers of Cinder by Marissa Meyer, part of the Lunar Chronicles, were good. You know, they were fine, but the new ones are so cool. There have been much more like cartoony images on covers recently, and I am so for it. It just looks so cool, and I like it so much, and it feels so vibrant and alive, and each book has different color scheme going on, and I really want to see them in real life. They look so cool. I need them, and I want to read them now so bad. And now another book change that book cover change that I completely forgot about, and I forgot this book exists, and then I really wanted to read it once, and that is The Girl of Fire and Thorns by Rae Carson. These are the old covers, and these are the new covers. I mean, the new cover for the first book, and it looks so beautiful. Like, that's such an amazing transition. I'm not saying the old ones were bad. They just are definitely not as appealing to me as the new ones that are so minimalistic and like simple, but so aesthetically pleasing to look at. I mean, the colors just seem to fit so perfectly, and there's this castle blooming out of a flower. I don't know what that means. I mean, I kind of know what this book is about, but not really. It just makes me want to buy this book right now. But I have not seen it in bookstores in the UK. I don't know if that's a US thing, but I want it. I want it so bad, and I want to know what it's about right now. This is such a great cover change. Okay, we're on to the last book cover change. And I'm talking about Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. And this is the old cover, and this is the new cover. And I think this change happened like 3 years ago. This book series has been around for a long time. At least it feels for me like it's been a long time. And all this time, at the back of my head, I keep on debating, like with myself, should I read it or should I not? Because it sounds interesting, but I've heard there's a lot of political stuff going on, and I'm not into that very much, and I always get really confused because I do not understand this type of stuff. But the book cover change makes me really want to buy this series. Well, the old book covers just don't look very interesting. They don't encourage me to pick the book up and give it a go. Were it not for the praise, I don't think I'd ever see them stand out in my head. I don't think I ever pay any attention to this series. But the new ones the character standing in the front looks so badass, and all the books in this series have like a character or two characters in the front, and they have a different color going on. So it's like red, blue, green, I don't know, yellow, I don't remember. But it looks very cool, and it does stand out a lot because of the white. We don't really get much of like half of the book cover being white in YA books. There's mostly a lot of color going on, but you just focus on like 2-3 colors in these, which is really cool. And it's actually what they did with the old ones, but in a very different way and in a much more boring way, because there was nothing you could really look at and focus on except the title. But in the new ones, you can focus on the character and kind of get the vibe of, you know, fighting and all this stuff, which I think what this book is about. So yeah, new ones. All for the new ones. So that's it for my chit chat about book covers. This was very fun to film. A nice book cover makes for a better book, I guess. No, that's not true. I mean, it's not true, but if you're going to buy the book and it has a nice book cover, that just makes it extra nice for you. The book doesn't need a beautiful cover to be beautiful, of course, but if it does, then that's just better for your visual enjoyment of it standing on the bookshelf. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know which book cover changes you liked, you didn't like. Maybe there's one that, oh, there was this one that I didn't talk about because I'm not really interested in this book series at all, but people have been raving about The Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. What's your opinion on it? Because I don't really care that much about this book series. I'm not into it, but I like the old ones more. But I'd be interesting to hear what you think about it, what you think about all of these cover changes, or any of these cover changes that I talked about, or some that you've encountered and you're pissed off or very happy about. So let me know, because that's super fun to know. And I hope you're having a nice day, and I hope to see you soon in my next video. More cover changes, Polish cover changes. I really need to show you some really awful Polish covers, so maybe that's a good idea. Anyway, I hope to see you soon, and bye!